Greetings, blade lovers. This old sword back with you once again. And I thought I'd put together this interesting little video for you. Review of part of the collection where I think we have expensive looking knives. Definitely quality knives with, in some cases, great materials, and others close to great materials. But they're all coming in basically at under $100. One caveat here is that they may not all be currently available. In the case of Tucson, they like to make a lot of changes to their steels, their handle materials on the same models, particularly if they're successful. Such is the case with the TS-162, the Predator. And this is a design by Wong. And I can't pronounce his whole name accurately, so I'm just going to say it's a Wong design, but he has designed a lot of knives for Tucson, along with Night Morning, two of the original designers before even the time of Jelly Jerry and some of the other more recent designers. This is a beautiful bolster lock knife that came out first in Sandvik. This was the original model in Sandvik. It's since been made in M390 and possibly S90V. But before they started making all those changes, you could easily get this knife for about $75 on eBay. And there is not a current listing on White Mountain Knives because it's been eclipsed by the M390 model, but you can pick that up on White Mountain Knives when they're in stock for about $120. Pretty amazing. Beautiful bolster lock knife, titanium handle, really, really nicely done carbon fiber, titanium clip. And again, a bolster lock knife, so you can see the liners. And they are not, as far as I know, weight relieved. Correct, not weight relieved. A gorgeous knife. Looks like about a $300 or better knife, easily, if it was made by someone else or possibly even custom made. That is the Tucson TS-162. Beautiful on bearings, drop shut knife. Going to grab another Tucson right off since we're talking Tucson. TS-190 Cobra. This I have validated, is listed on White Mountain Knives for $99.99. So we made it under $100 by about a penny. Full titanium handle. This is a Night Morning design. This one is an M390. And again, you can still pick these up. Rotating stock, you know, they come and they go. White Mountain Knives. There is a listing, and I'll give you the listing in the description. Look at that. Fantastic belly forward trailing point design. Very wide and an extremely fine edge. Very, very slicey knife. Nice milling on the handle. I mean, if you saw this knife, pictures of it, or even held it in your hand, you're not going to know that it's a $100 knife. Beautiful work on the clip. Solid titanium with a little bit of weight relieving in there, which is kind of nice because it's not a heavy knife. No jimping, but, you know, more of a large gentleman's knife. And you can see it's got a pretty good sized blade on it. In the 3 3/4 inch category. By the way, individual reviews on all of these on the channel, so look them up. You can do a search, pull up the review, and find out a lot more, including the specs on these. You have a faux bolster here, which is just a smooth bead blasted part that lies next to the milled part. So it kind of gives you the impression that there's a bolster there. Really, really nicely done and incredibly drop shutting. Smooth on bearings. TS 190. Getting to some other brands now. Let's go to Kubinova. This is one iteration of it. Comes in at $99.99 on White Mountain. Beautiful blue screws, hardware, pivot pin. Just, and look at the sculpting on it. Nova is a good word for it because it sort of reminds one of something space-like. Nice choil, beautifully done drop point blade. What keeps this price down is that this is in D2. Kind of hard to believe they didn't go with Sandvik at least, or VG10. But you have to admit, it is a classy looking knife that could easily be $200, $250, what have you. Great ergos on it with nice jimping, short run of it. I mean, it looks weird and faceted, but it just fits right into the hand. And is a classy looking knife that looks expensive but isn't. But if $100 is expensive for you, I understand that. Not a true budget at 100. Here, TS81 by Tucson. This has been done in a lot of different variations. This one has a bone insert handle. I mean, just take a look at that. It looks like a custom knife. I mean, it seriously does. This is a Night Morning design, I believe. One of the originals that came out many years ago. You can get this now in M390 with the carbon fiber inserts. Kind of an upgrade. This is D2. Look at that spear-like blade. I mean, just, it's a gorgeously designed and ground blade. That's why I think this one and the 162 have been very, very popular knives over the years. Check out the millwork and the detail in the bone. Hardened steel insert. You can ride that platform just a little bit. Chopping this up just a little bit. Once again, got a camera battery running low, but we should be good. We'll make it. I mean, probably one of the nicest design blades out there, especially in a production knife that looks custom. Look at the feather for a clip and the ceramic ball in there. Smooth action on bearings. All the Tucsons, as far as I know, are on bearings. So if you can pick yourself up a TS81 in any variant, I would highly recommend it. I mean, if that isn't a $300 looking knife, or $400, I don't know what is. Moving on now to SRM knives. This is only about a $60 knife, and yet it's titanium. It's 154 cm and is intermittently available on White Mountain knives. See if I can get you the model number. This is the Asica 1411, 3.9-inch blade, and I'm calling it an extended tanto, which it definitely looks like. Steel spring clip. We're coming up on the last one in a moment. It is not a switchable clip. Nice SRM triangular logo there. Beautiful file-like jimping in a crowned spine. You get all of this 154 cm titanium, very nice flat, and look at the back spacer. Get all of that for, pretty sure it's around $60, but I'll put the link in the description and you can check it out. Smooth as can be, although not completely drop shut. And yes, it's a back flipper, blue surround, just detailed millwork all over the place. Nice little lanyard hole. And finally, we have a Y-Start knife. Interesting name, Y-Start, right? Y-Start collecting knives. No one knows. VG10, titanium, blue anodized, bead blasted handle. Switchable clip on this one. Look at that. This is coming in around 70. Interesting holes in a fuller. Spear point blade. Quite sharp. And again, that is the Y-Start. I have to keep referring to my crib notes here. LK 5015. Full 4-inch blade. Didn't realize that. Full 4-inch blade. And although I didn't intend to do any measurements, let's check that. Yeah, look at that. 4 inches on the nose. You want a large knife for $70 with a titanium handle and VG10? You got it. You may not have heard of some of these companies, but I have done reviews on each of these knives. You can check them out at your leisure. Coming up on 500 videos posted so far. Couldn't believe it myself. Back out just a tad here. So, got the 190 Cobra from Tucson. The 81, TS81, I'm not sure of the name, from Tucson. The Predator TS162 from Tucson. The Asika by SRM. And the LK, well, I'll put the numbers in there, no name numbers. And the Nova by Kubi. Hope you enjoyed this vid. Don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. See you soon.